All right, Sophia. Thank you. We're going to get started now. So we have a few people on. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Target Tours presentation of Norwegian Fjords. My name is John and Sofia, and I'll be your co-presenter tonight. We have in the background, we've got Caitlin, who is monitoring our chat section. So if you want to jump in there and say where you're from, say hello. And also, if you have any questions that you can that you want to have for myself or Sophia, just please put that in there. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Sofia Gastra. Sophia is a good friend of Target Tours. She's been with our group that we did back in June of 2019, and we're lucky enough to have her back for this June as well. Sophia is a talented lady, talented tour director. She's from Athens, Greece, and in fact, that's where she is right now. She's coming from Greece. So she is, it's 1 o'clock there in the morning, so I appreciate her joining us. Sophia has worked in tourism for over 30 years in both Greece and worldwide. She is trained for special tourism destinations where climate and conditions can be extreme, such as Siberia, Patagonia, Tibet, and Peru. But of course, there's nothing extreme about where we're going, only just incredible beauty. Her top 5 destinations include Norway, of course, Patagonia, Peru, Japan, and the Himalayan kingdoms. Welcome, Sophia. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, it's my great pleasure to be with you again. And it would be so nice to travel with you in my favorite Norway destination this summer. Yeah,
no, we're very much looking forward to it. So Sophia, tonight we're talking about our Norwegian Fjords tour, and you have the tour itself. You know what we're doing, and in fact, we improved upon our tour that in 2019 just based on your feedback. So we appreciate that.
Yes.
So as we go through, we'll kind of go through the presentation and kind of talk about the places we're going to visit. And but to begin, why don't you give a little bit of background on Norway itself, just the like I said, the population, things like that.
Well, Norway is a great and very beautiful country. All the west side is surrounded by so beautiful fjords. Total population is about 5,500,000 people, and not that many considering the whole area of this country has, which is about 385 million square kilometers, and all these people, they're mostly living near the Atlantic Ocean. So north part of Norway is not that populated. All of them, they're just living near Atlantic Ocean. Center to the south part of the country is extremely beautiful place. Wherever you go, there are always so beautiful fjords, valleys, waterfalls everywhere. But on this itinerary, what we have is the most beautiful places, the highlights of Norway. And we are going to see them all. And I think June is my favorite month because we have so many hours of sunlight, which is extremely beautiful. And according to all the statistics we have for 2019 and onward, 2020 and 21, temperature is getting better during May and June, not July and August. So talking on average, I think we're going to meet best possible weather. We
had extremely great weather when we were there in June.
We had.
And
so many beautiful pictures. We have photos everywhere.
Perfect. So would you like to get out of the presentation? The itinerary?
Certainly, yes.
All right, perfect. So our first stop is going to be Lillehammer. So what can you tell us about Lillehammer?
Oh, it's a very small, beautiful, picturesque. You can say small town, 35,000 people living in there, very near to a lake, as we can see in this picture. I like this picture because it's panoramic and you can see all the city from the opposite side of the lake. And we can say, yes, about the ski jump arena that is at the top of the hill. It's a very beautiful place, and we definitely are going to visit that. So it was a capital of the Olympic Games, 1992, then several times. For teenagers also, they have winter games there. And apart from the ski jump arena, we're going to enjoy very beautiful view of the city and the lake from that place. And definitely, it's very interesting. In the city of Lillehammer, we have about 200 wooden houses that they were all built before 2010, let's say, the reproduction, the original ones from 18th century.
Wow, that's nice. And it was nice. It was nice when we were there watching them. They were practicing ski jumping on the hill right there. So
they will be there again. Don't worry.
Yeah,
they will be
perfect.
There. They're there all year round.
I know, exactly. So we're leaving Lillehammer and we're going to make our way to Geiranger. But before we do, we stop in this nice little town.
Well, this is the jeweler of what we say, the wooden churches, Stavkirche in origin.
Yep.
So they're all, let's say, originated from 12th century AD. This is when Norwegians, they were still, let's say, they were Christians, but in one hand, but they didn't, let's say, they couldn't forget all these customs and all the religion they already had. So what they did, they transformed the wooden temples to the gods as Vikings they had before, to the Christian church, like for Jesus Christ and Mary. That is the transformation, let's say, period 12th century. From there and on, more and more, we have then stone churches that they are more similar to, as we know today, Scandinavian style churches. But this Stavkirche is a jewel. To my opinion, this is one of the most beautiful Stavkirche all around Norway.
Wow. Yeah, it is, and it's a nice little town that we stopped there too, right? So there's lots to do there, and it's kind of, I think,
nice
depending what time we
also.
stop there.
Yeah, very Norwegian. Oh, I think this is going to be our lunch break there.
Perfect. All right. So the next stop, this is one of our favorites.
It is.
Tell us about this little spot.
Oh, come on. Oh, Trollstigen. So it's at the top where you have this beautiful peak here with Lena. So at the top, just behind you, if you can see, this is the Geiranger Fjord. So we are actually 1,000 meters above Geiranger. And this is one of the deepest, most beautiful, and of course, the most romantic fjords all around Norway. The word Trollstigen means the road of trolls. These very famous trolls that I am going to explain and say so many stories about them. I'm sure they're famous everywhere, not only in Canada, but all around the world. And to the picture on the left-hand side, we see all the switchbacks that we are going to drive slowly down to Geiranger Fjord. View is amazing. It is an experience. It is not just a picture stop. We're going to feel the breeze, the air of the nature of one of the most beautiful places all around Norway. True, it's an experience.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful up there, and just the next photo kind of gives you an idea from the top of that area, and then down into Geiranger.
Yes, well, down Geiranger is the picture on the right-hand side, of course, and where we see this little snow on the picture on the right is the picture on the left. So picture on the left, I think, is about 10 minutes driving before we find ourselves to the panoramic point when we had the picture before. So this is going to be about 1,200 meters above sea level. It's not that high, but this is according to the microclimate that comes from the central parts of Norway. So we usually have snow even in the late days of June there.
Yeah, it was nice seeing that.
Yes, yeah. And all this changing every 5 minutes going to Geiranger. So nature is so different and diverse. And then you see snow no vegetation, then suddenly everything is so beautiful and so green. And that's a
Yeah.
base of Geiranger. Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're in Geringer.
Yes, we are.
And you can see, so that picture, so all these pictures are pictures that either Lynn or myself took with our own cameras. So this is from our hotel room, and this is what you're looking at. So this is what you wake up to.
It's definitely the best hotel in Geiranger, and definitely this hotel, a part of the amenities, it has the best view down to the fjords.
Yeah.
So itself is an experience. Apart from this, the small village, which is nearby the port of Geiranger, where we, of course, are going to take a very nice boat tour next day. It's very nice to walk around, short walking distance, and a part of the weather conditions is always an experience to walk around there.
Yeah. No, we like it. And of course, this is the next shot that we've got is kind of being on that ferry. And that's one of our passengers. The bikers aren't with us, but they're welcome to join us as well on the ferry ride. But yeah, so tell us about what we're going to see when we get onto the ferry.
It is 1 hour boat tour. Actually, usually bikes or private cars or sometimes coaches get in for 1 hour. So we go very close to the most beautiful waterfalls that they are surrounding Geiranger Fjord. Each one of them has a story, a fairy tale, which definitely are going to speak and explain about all those beautiful girls and ladies and all these lovely fairy tales that Norwegians love, that goes with their music, of course. So ferry goes very close, so we can take a picture and feel all this spray of the waterfalls, and then makes a U-turn and goes around to the next place, next port, Hellesylt, where we're going to get off.
Perfect. And I think the nice part about going in June is that you get a lot of rain, a lot of water runoff. So the waterfalls are spectacular.
They're spectacular. That's why for me is one of the reasons that I love to travel in Norway in June, because then if you can imagine late August, beginning of September, there is almost no water in the waterfalls at all.
Yeah, exactly. So of course our next stop is
the glacier.
Yeah.
Briksdal Breen, as the Norwegians say. It's very so different thing. I mean, next day, one day, that's the thing in Norway, every day it's so different than the other. Nothing is like too similar or let's say expectable. Everything is so new. So that is so amazing thing about the nature in this country. So we are going to visit this beautiful glacier with motorized troll cars. They're open cars that takes us about 700 meters up from their parking lots up to the place we get off. And then we walk about 700 meters more. It's very easy going trail, go up very near the glacier. There it's a small glacier lake. We take our pictures, back to the troll car, and then again we have a very nice lunch break, see the nature. It's very beautiful to walk around, and we continue our trip. There's beautiful pictures here. Yes, I remember.
And I think you mentioned just at the beginning of this day, just how everything can change, right? So we left Geiranger where it was absolutely beautiful and sunny. And then we came to this part, and it was raining. But as the picture showed, I do remember that. Yes, it was raining good, but we were all prepared for it, and everybody was dressed for it. And as you can see, everybody in the picture of the gator, of the John Deere gator, everybody was having a laugh and having a good time. So it was really good, good day and good to make that trek up there. Certainly,
of course. From the country you come from, you can always enjoy any kind of weather. That's why we're out in nature.
Yeah. And then we end our day in this little spot.
Oh, come on, Sognefjorden. Well, this is a very beautiful hotel and very nice spot to spend the overnight. Very beautiful and overlooking the Sognefjord. Sogne means stream in English. And next day, this is like a very nice place and comfortable and very near to what we're going to see next day. So we cross actually next day the fjord, Sognefjorden, and we arrive to this beautiful place. So we go there to take one of the very famous trains called Flomsbana. Bana means train, takes us up 20 kilometers uphill to find a very beautiful spot there. It is one of UNESCO train destinations, train trips all around the world. So I think you can't miss that with any kind of weather. I think we had good weather, if
We
I
had great
remember
weather.
correct. That yes,
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
And that's the waterfalls. We had a very beautiful stop in the waterfall. There taking pictures again. And
Yeah.
the Myrdal at the top.
Yeah. And then we end up in my favorite spot.
Is it? Okay, so with this train, we jumped up to another train, then we continued from small, let's say, valleys and other fjords, arriving in Voss, and then here we are. It is the highlight, of course. This is Bergen, and it is called the cultural capital of Norway. It is definitely.
Yeah.
And all these traditional, all wooden houses and buildings, which are part of that, we have the presence of UNESCO again, and it what is called the Hanseatic League, that they left their stamp there for more than 300 years. What is called Bryggen, neighborhood of Bryggen. And we are going to enjoy the city. A part of the tour is walking tour, another part is panoramic tour by bus, and then we take the small train, just say linking up to the hill, to Fløyen, the top of the hill, view down to not only to Bergen, but all to this let's say fjord of Bergen, which is all the surrounding area and the suburbs, is amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
No, it is
800 meters above Bergen.
Yeah, so I know what we did was we took the it's funicular, what you might call
Funicular.
it, funicular up to the top. We had a great day, a beautiful dinner, and then some of us we walked back down the hill. So
we can do the same, of course.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's perfect. Okay, then we do make a stop before we get to Oslo, but where do you kind of fill us in where we stop before we get to Oslo?
Midway, this is a Hardanger Bridge.
Yes.
A very beautiful spot, a very beautiful fjord again. The last one of this trip, but we can't really miss it, is one of the favorite for the Norwegians when they go fishing, hiking. We have new bridges, pedestrian bridges, walking bridges they always build for the ones that they're doing hiking every winter, every summer. We're going to have several picture stops on the way. There are so many beautiful places, spots there, beautiful villages near the fjord, and then we start to climb up to 1,000 meters to Geilo and then down to Oslo, where the last destination is going to be.
I'm trying to think where we were, because there was a tunnel that we were going in, and I don't know how many kilometers it was, but we got to one part of the tunnel and there was a roundabout. And we went around a roundabout. It went three ways inside the tunnel.
We can't miss it. Of course, it is there. We cannot miss this this tunnel. It's a long one. Yes. In 3 times we just meet a roundabout. In the last one of these, we have 3 crossroads. Correct.
Perfect. No, it's quite amazing. So now we're in Oslo, and this is a nice hotel, Clarion Hotel, the Hub. I think one of the fascinating things is it's very high tech. And believe it or not, there's no phones. There's no phones in the room.
Oh,
So
yes.
if we to try to get a wake up call the next morning, I had to get down to the front desk and get the
Nope.
wake up call. You have to do it through your TV if you do it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't accept any currency, just credit cards.
Yeah.
No cash anymore, cash free. It's
Yeah.
totally high tech, but it's a joy. The whole ambience, and I think the decoration
Yeah.
is really beautiful, and the location again.
Location
this
is
very
great.
centrally located. Yes,
Yeah.
very near opera, very near Oslo Fjord. So
Yeah.
very interesting new buildings around, and we didn't see that it was not yet opened. They have the new museum open nearby opera nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. So, and this is what kind of that area that we're going to be looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even more.
Yeah. So part of the tour that we're doing in Oslo, we're also going to see some of these areas. The Frogner Park.
Frogner Park. It is located 3 kilometers out of the city center of Oslo.
Yeah.
I think this is the highlight. It's the place that everybody's going there. I mean, it's not just the city center, but they go there just for the park, just for the sculptures, of course,
Yeah.
and all this amazing work of Vigeland. I would say that for Europeans and for all travelers, Frogner Park is the destination of Oslo. Yes, we are going to enjoy a very nice walk in there. We explain the way of thinking of what they want to represent all these statues and why they are located there in which place. And for Norwegians, this place is really important because it's open, free, entrance free, all year round, 24 hours. And of course, they can enjoy with their, their families, kids, everybody can go there and enjoy. It's very beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's large and it is inspiring.
And very Scandinavic.
Yes.
I would say.
Yeah.
Very Scandinavic.
Lots of statues.
Mm-hmm.
So the last place that we're going to be touring is this castle.
Is the Akershus, which is located in the heart of Oslo. So it is not more than 10 minutes walking from our hotel, going to the most fascinating and beautiful new building area of Oslo, which is the Akebrygge. And this is just built first from Danish period, 13th century. And of course, then even Swedish 18th and 19th century, they just rebuilt all these houses and buildings we see right now. So remainings are from Danish area. That's why it's very important from Norwegians. We can say that it is the first castle that Norwegians still have in their own culture. The oldest one all around Norway. It's very beautiful, and the view down to the port of Oslo is really amazing. Yeah,
and I think one of the big changes that you recommended is that last time we spent one night in Oslo, but this time we're spending 2 nights. So so it was it's good to, and we'll have some free time also. I think there's a pedestrian walking mall right close to us as well. So we'll have lots of time to
1 kilometer and 200 meters. So our hotel is located at the very beginning of this kilometer pedestrian mall. Many shops, cafes, restaurants, and of course we are going to suggest different kind and point different kind of places. And above we have another museum open, the I think it's their national museum, Norwegian National Museum, which is open near the bridge, near Akershus again.
Okay, so I do have some questions. That's kind of the last slide we have. We do have a question from Carla. Carla asked me, how many steps did I do every day? That's a good question. Probably because we were on the bus a lot, you know, the first number of days until we get to Bergen, we were really, we were covering a lot of country and seeing so many sites. So probably not as much that time, but when we got to Bergen and Oslo, we were able to put some steps on. So probably around 16 to 18,000 when we get into the step into onto the walking tours, things like that. But it's not, like I said, the walking tours, they're pretty relaxed, so don't feel like you're going to be
area. Exactly,
yeah,
it's flat area.
exactly. Yeah,
Bergen is easy going, it's totally flat. All the area we have the walking tour. Again, in Oslo, all the it's little uphill, little uphill when we just walk in the pedestrian mall, but nothing. There are no stairs practically, and of course it's the bus itself up and down. I would say only the Flåmsbana, the train, there are 3 or 4 steps that they are quite high, but that's all. And we always have assistance anytime we need, no problem.
Yeah, exactly. So we do have a question from Debbie, who's asking, can you see the Northern Lights that time of year?
Unfortunately not. So then I would like to invite you in the winter time and we can choose another part of Norway. I would definitely suggest Tromsø for that. So we can go during winter time. Actually, this time we're speaking right now, February, January and February is a very good period to see the Aurora Borealis from Tromsø.
Yeah. So, and I'll be honest with you, like the, you could sit outside and read a newspaper at 2 o'clock in the morning. The sun really doesn't go down that much. All the hotels have blackout blinds that can make it nice and dark in your room, but it's surprisingly that the sun stays up very late.
Well, it's there, and of course Norwegians they love to sleep, so they all have these very dark curtains everywhere for themselves mostly. So we are not going to miss our sleep at all. But yes, 2 o'clock in the morning at this time of the year where we are going to be there, definitely you can read a newspaper outside. Sure.
How many people on each tour? Grace has a good question there. So for these international tours, we only go with 26 passengers. So, and as a matter of fact, we're down to 6 seats left. So we're almost at a sellout. So that's good. Sofia, talk about the currency. I know Norway's on their own separate currency, but tell us about that in euro.
Okay, so we have Norwegian kronen. It is their own currency. They actually do not belong officially in European Union. So they don't belong in Schengen, and they don't, of course, belong to what is the Euro countries. So you can't pay in euro for us, even Europeans, even in only a few places that there are only souvenirs and so on. But we can say that €1 equals about 5 Norwegian kronen.
Okay, perfect.
And of course, when you're doing shopping in Norway, but that's only when you have when you get to Europe, there's some kind of tax-free shops. And they have regulations, depends on what kind of products you buy and so on. But it's €1 to, for the moment, more or less, to 5 kronen at the moment. Perfect.
And whether that time of year, I know it's we've said it's anywhere from a low of 6 degrees to a high of 16. But I think what will you suggest for clothing and jackets?
Well, I could say, yes, 6 degrees could be the minimum, but highest could be, average is about 16 officially. But the last 2 or 3 years, at this time of the year, we had 25, 26, and 27 degrees.
Yeah.
If we have sunshine. So what I definitely recommend is sunblock cream, definitely, and hard sun. We definitely need a light windproof and waterproof jacket, a raincoat, definitely. Not something too warm, but you all as Canadians, you definitely know how to protect yourself under these weather conditions. There are no extreme weather conditions at all. Usually even locals, they just walk, let's say even to 12 or 15 degrees, like with a t-shirt and then a light jacket, which I definitely recommend. And we need comfortable shoes to walk around, shoes that they are not brandly new. We know where we step with them. Sneakers, summer sneakers, I would recommend. Shoes are very important, the most important thing.
That's a very good point. Do not buy sneakers and be your first day wearing them coming through the airports. You want to spend a month breaking them in before you go on the trip. Good information. Industry. So what's the main industry in Norway?
Well, oil. It's not tourism. Yes.
Yeah. People surprised to hear that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can understand, because, you know, this is a total change in the society, that when I first went to Norway, it was 1993 as a student.
Yeah.
So I wish I could have pictures of Oslo by that time. It was totally different place. There was no capital, no cities. It was just a countryside place, because money from oil were not, let's say, under construction. So most of the construction to build the capital of Oslo as a capital, as a proper city and capital, is only the last 10 years. But now everything changes. And of course, that changes many different other things. For example, other priorities. Young people, all of them, the majority, they just like to educate themselves to all the fields that they are related to oil industry, because they get much better money. For sure, they're going to find the job they're dreaming of. And it's easy. It's very easy life for them.
Yeah, that's perfect. Well, listen, I think there's no more questions in the comment section. So we appreciate everything you've done for Sofia. You're an honorary maritimer.
My great pleasure.
Yes, and it's now you can go to bed. It's 1:37 over there in Athens.
Oh, so, I don't think so. I'm excited now.
Yeah. So tell us your next trip. So where are you going next?
Oh, you won't believe it. So on Saturday, I depart early in the morning to South India. It's the place where we call Goa in Kerala, Ayurveda place.
Nice.
So it's exotic, and I would say it's the most European part of India, most clean, tight place, and nature is really amazing.
Nice. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time, and thank you everybody for tuning in. If there's any questions you have, just reach out to Caitlin or Lindsay or myself in the next couple of days. And just keep in mind, we've got 6 seats left. And if you are interested in that, just please don't delay. So thank you again. Appreciate it, Sofia. And
thank you so much.
You have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.